guys, it's Lauren Yates from Rave here, and today we're going to be having a chat over Zoom with dancer Sam Marks, who has just been cast in Magic Mike Live, which is coming to Sydney next month in December. Sam, welcome to Rave It Up. How are you going today?
I'm awesome, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. I know that you're a busy guy, so I really appreciate you taking the time to chat to us today.
It's my pleasure.
Since this is your first time on the show, Sam, we'd actually love to start by talking about your childhood, if that's okay, and the fact that when you were a kid, you were cast in Les Mis and Singin in the Rain, Wizard of Oz. They are such huge productions. So how old were you at the time?
I was 9 when I was cast as Gavroche in Les Mis. That was my first ever kind of introduction to music theatre. I didn't actually really know what it was. I just kind of got pushed along to the audition by my dance teacher at the time, and was lucky enough to get it, and that kind of opened my eyes to the world of music theatre and performing, and kind of just took off from there.
That's so young though. So did you ever get any stage fright at that age? Or still do?
To be honest, it's 20 years ago now, so it was a while ago. I can't really remember if it was stage fright. There was 2 older boys that were the boys that played the same part as me were 13, so that I think they kind of took me under their wing a little bit. So good memories.
So you obviously took some really great things from those older people as well, and even the older people than 13 in the production, and learnt from them and put it towards your career. Yeah,
it was a massive learning curve, and everyone kind of looked after me, obviously being so young.
Were you the youngest in the production?
No, some of the girls were like 2 years younger, like 7.
Oh my goodness. I really take my hat off to someone that's that young, and even for the parents to allow their kids that young to really go into the entertainment industry. It's wow.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a pretty big deal, having to take time off school, and it's daunting, like walking out on stage in front of thousands of people and all these actors dressed up in weird costumes and weird makeup, yelling and singing at each other. Like, it's pretty daunting, but it's an awesome experience for sure.
Do you think it took away your childhood a little bit, already working at the age 9?
No, not really. Like it was only a short period of time, like a couple of months, and then camping and riding bikes and skateboarding and breaking limbs, all the other stuff as well. It was just a period of time that I learned a lot, and realised I really enjoyed performing, and so it's kind of I got the best of both worlds.
So how old were you when the next time you got such a big production? A lot older, where you weren't a child anymore?
No, I was 12 in Singin in the Rain, and then 13 in The Wizard of Oz.
So you're a lot older, so I think that's a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had the experience, and obviously this is all in the Brisbane seasons of those shows, and obviously through Gavroche I'd already performed at the Lyric Theatre, so I think being in that venue already, I felt a little bit comfortable, and more comfortable from the second time to the third time as well.
Well, am I right in saying that you've probably been dancing and performing probably your whole life? How did you find your love for dancing originally?
By accident, I guess, or by force. Both my sisters started dancing the year I started, but at the start of the year, and I was still playing footy, I think AFL. This is 97, so I was 7 years old. And there happened to be a lot of boys at the school that my sisters were at, Conroe Dance Centre in Brisbane. And my mum was like, "Oh, you should go, you should give it a go, you should give it a try." I was like, "Absolutely not. No, I play footy. Like, there's no way." She's like, just go. She practically forced me to go. And I did. My first ever dance class was tap. And obviously she didn't know whether I'd like it or not, so I did it in Velcro sandals.
Seriously?
Yeah. She didn't want to fork out the cash for tap shoes and then for me to hate it and, waste the money. So I did tap in Velcro sandals, but I loved it. And I just kept going back. And then quit soccer, quit all my other sports, and just ended up dancing 6, sometimes 7 days a week.
So were there any other careers that you wanted to pursue when you were younger? Did you want to be an AFL star?
Soccer star probably at some point. I got into like doing the audio and lighting side of things as well in high school. And I trained to be, I did a traineeship in hospitality, like a chef trainee for 2 years. And then I got my first show at the end of 2006, and I kind of just left all that and joined the circus and ran away.
Yeah, you found your true passion. You've been doing it ever since. I love it.
Pretty much.
And just after graduating from the Conroy Performing Arts College at only 17 years of age, you joined the Asian tour of Cats. How was it working, straight out of studying full time? Do you wish you actually had a little bit of a break?
No, it was such a crazy turn of events. That's not the show that I would have imagined myself doing. I'd had a little bit of technical training, but that's a seriously technical show. But the director obviously saw something in me that worked for the show, and that was probably the most training I've ever done, is being in a show, touring around the world. That's training money can't buy. So
yeah, and especially it's stuff you can put into other productions now and your other your other jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have been a member of the Tap Pack since 2015, and it's actually such a small world when I read your biography about that. Jordan Pollard is one of the creative directors and, one of the members, and I've actually had his wife, Christina D'Agostino, on the show 2 or 3 times now, and we're also good friends. I haven't actually had the privilege of meeting Jordan yet, but we always talk about him, and she always talks about me to him, so I feel like I already know him, and I just thought that was so funny that it's such a small world talking to you today about it.
Awesome, I love Jordan.
Yeah, he sounds really nice. I hope to meet him eventually.
Yeah, you should definitely. He's a cracker.
Yeah. And in 2010, you also fulfilled a lifelong dream by joining the cast of Tap Dogs. So I'm guessing, and you even mentioned tap being something that you first tried out when you were a kid. I'm guessing that's one of your favorite styles now, or do you also have some other favorite styles?
Yeah, it was definitely my favorite. I don't know if it just satisfies the part of my brain that, the most, I guess. And yeah, that was a dream come true. Obviously, most male tap dancers, have idolized Tap Dogs their entire lives, and to actually, get cast in the show. And my first ever tour was to West End in London. That was the first time I'd ever done. So it was just a crazy set of circumstances. And yeah, it was a wild, and I performed with them on and off for 10 years.
Wow, and I gotta say, you are an incredible tap dancer. I've watched some of the videos online that you've uploaded, and I'm like, I can't believe how fast you can move.
Thank you so much.
Everyone go check out those videos if you haven't already. If I haven't did tap dancing, there's no way I'd be doing it that fast. I'd be like, oh! I definitely don't have 2 left feet because I've danced all my life, but I haven't done tap dancing since I was probably 3 or something, but I didn't really enjoy it as much as the other styles. But who knows, now that I'm older, maybe it's something else I need to try.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, sadly, it gets dropped, the most as people grow up. They're like, oh, I'll drop tap. But
go into jazz and hip hop or whatever.
Exactly. There's a massive resurgence of it at the moment, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, and you're making it cool again.
Exactly.
And your theatre credits include Wicked, Dirty Dancing, and as we said, Singing in the Rain, and even King Kong Live on Stage. What has been your favourite project to work on, or is that a little bit of a hard question?
Yeah, there's different aspects about different shows that have been, awesome. Singing in the Rain is my favourite musical. So to work on that and getting to work on that twice was amazing. Just getting to dance to all those songs again. Because I did the Singing in the Rain in 2002 as a kid, and then again in the 2016 tour
as an adult. That's incredible. Did it all just come back to you naturally?
Well, it was 2 completely different productions, and I played young Don Lockwood when I was 12, so very, very small part. And then I was in ensemble in 2016, and it was different production, so different choreography, but just obviously the music's all the same, and just getting to stand side stage and hear the band play all those old school movie songs from the movie was just awesome, the best.
Oh, that's great. I love to hear these stories and hearing a bit behind the scenes of how it all started. Gives us a whole new appreciation.
No, it's awesome.
I'm sure your favourite production is probably going to change very soon with being cast in Magic Mike Live. Congratulations, such a big deal. And as we know, it's a huge franchise, so is that quite nerve-wracking for you? That everybody's probably watched the movie and, you know, maybe even seen the show already, and it's like, it's huge. You know, posters are on buses. That's when you know it's huge.
Yeah, like it was definitely going into rehearsals for sure. But the rehearsal process has just been like one of the best that I've ever been a part of. So that kind of just dissipates any kind of nerves. It's just like, we just can't wait to get this show in front of people. So yeah, that's kind of where my head's at now with it.
Well, I was even just chatting to Charles Bartley yesterday about the show, and even he's saying, like, you know, people are coming in with a preconceived idea. You know, if they've watched the movie, they think they're kind of getting that, but he's even saying that it's completely different than that, and people don't even know what they're about to watch and what they're going to expect. Do you agree with that?
Exactly. It's cool watching people's, those preconceived notions kind of dissipating in front of your eyes as, you know, as progresses. So definitely looking forward to that.
You just see jaws drop, like, this isn't what I expected.
Exactly.
I'm excited to see the show. I'll be there opening night, so I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are talking about coming to life.
Absolutely.
And how's the rehearsal process been like for you guys? Because Charles was saying it's actually going to be so damn quick, like only, a couple of weeks, and then pretty much have an audience in front of you.
Yeah, so we start on Friday, and it'll be the first time we've been together rehearsing the show since late February, because COVID delayed everything. We were supposed to open in Melbourne in May. Everything got delayed, so this will be the first time we've gotten together, and obviously now, you know, time is of the essence, so it's going to be a quick turnaround. So we've all been going over the archival footage and rehearsing, you know, in our houses and getting our bodies and brains familiar with the show again, ready to hit the ground running when we start on Friday.
Yeah, because you're based in Sydney?
Brisbane.
Brisbane, alright. So does that probably mean you're going to have to, like, self-isolate and all that stuff with travelling, or...?
No. So I drove down, I'm in Sydney now. I drove down on Friday.
Oh, okay. So, because I was thinking with the people that are actually in Sydney, you know, you guys could probably rehearse already, right?
Yeah, some have, yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, good luck with it all, especially with not having been done it since February. Like, you'd have to really try to get back into it and remember your moves again, right?
Exactly. Like we said, we've kind of been rehearsing at home with the archival, and it's crazy how much it's already still on the body. Memory is all there, because we, you know, when in Belgium we had a good amount of time and rehearse, and then we did 2 previews in Belgium. And yeah, so it's crazy that the body knows what it's doing. The brain sometimes doesn't, but the body knows where it needs to go.
Good. It'd be so annoying to have to re-memorize the whole thing.
Yeah, well, it's also fun because the show's great.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, and I'm sure a lot of other people are too. And you and the other guys have obviously been needing to keep in shape for the show. So what has your exercise and your diet routine been like? I know that probably through COVID we've all gained a little bit of weight.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a slip. But yeah, I kind of try and go to the gym, you know, 5 or 6 days a week. I'm vegan as well, so
Me too.
Kind of like my diet. Oh, really?
Love meeting other vegans, yeah.
Hey. Yeah, so that's kind of my dietary aspect of my kind of, you know, regime, and I obviously had to find a new job, so I've been a chippies labourer since like April until last week when I quit and said, "See you, mate, I'm off." The stripper on stage.
But I know what you mean, like, especially through COVID, like, the entertainment industry was hit one of the hardest, I guess, except for aviation, and, you know, I know a lot of people that have had to go get other jobs, but it's great that it's starting to come back now, and, yeah, you can just go back to doing your full passion.
Exactly. Yeah, it was great. Like, I'm glad I got to do something, because obviously jobs were few and far between, but yeah, it's good, kept active.
And busy. Still made money. That's the important thing too. Making sure we can pay our bills.
Yeah, exactly.
Were you okay, like, mental health wise as well through COVID? Because I know a lot of people struggled.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple of pretty dark patches, but it was just the unknown. I was completely fine because, I was like, it'll be a couple of months and then we'll pick it back up again. But as things got worse and worse and worse, it was kind of looked a bit bleak and everything was so unsure. Then bit of a dark patch, but almost an upwards there.
Yeah, now that you've actually got something huge to look forward to, it's probably helped tremendously.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I've got a bit of a serious, sensitive question that actually, I asked Charles yesterday and he absolutely loved that I asked it, because it is, an important question to ask. We all know what happens in Magic Mike. We've watched the show, you strip on stage. Is there honestly, between you and I, any nervousness or self-consciousness to do that in front of a crowd?
100%. Yeah, myself especially. I'm just very a self-conscious kind of person. Especially the first time, in rehearsals, the first day that we had to do lap dances, I actually missed it in the rehearsal because I was sick.
Sick, yeah. Just skipping it, I'm in the bathroom pretending to be sick.
You got me. No, the first time I ever did the lap dancing part of the show was in the first preview, and completely nervous. But as soon as you get out there, you're just like, I can't afford to be nervous, because then they're going to pick up on that energy and it's not going to be a nice experience. But so you just kind of just switch, flip a switch and off you go. And I come off afterwards. I was like, okay, that wasn't so bad. And it was fine. But it was definitely for sure.
Kind of like flipping into a character, really. It's kind of like being an actor, right?
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. It's almost like, I wouldn't say a character per se, because they really encourage us to be true to ourselves. I think that's the biggest difference between our show and some of the other male review shows, where they put on a persona that they think women want to see, or as opposed to us, where they really encourage us to just be ourselves, and then make it about what the women are giving you in terms of their energy, and then catering the experience to them. Slight difference.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a big difference between, you rehearsing, for example, a lap dance in the rehearsal space, and then to actually go on stage, and then, as you said, the energy from the audience, it must be completely different.
Yeah, especially considering the rehearsal space, a lot of the time the lap dancers were just people from the crew, friends of ours, so we were kind of
or the other guys or something. That's what I was envisioning.
Kind of embarrass the hell out of them. And then obviously in the show, it's not about that, but
hopefully.
Well, it could be if someone's a bit awkward, or a bit, they don't know what to do, it's not all about a serious sexual experience. It's whatever that person is feeling, and it's our job and responsibility to kind of read that energy and read that what they actually need in that moment. So if they are a bit awkward and they're not kind of feeling it, then it is a fun, playful kind of we can kind of take it in that way.
So exactly, it's kind of going back to the whole self-consciousness and the nervousness. The women are probably going to have the exact same thing in the audience, unless they're really crazy and wild.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the audience. We've only done 2 shows, but the audience does come in such a wide spectrum of oh no, I'm here with my husband, or woo, let's
Why are you bringing your husband to a strip show is what I first want to ask.
Yeah, I mean, hey, everyone's welcome. A lot of the time we get a lot of high fives from the dudes, and they enjoy it just as much, because obviously the show is just more than just the the sex appeal kind of side of it. So yeah, it's definitely for everyone.
But I'm sure a lot of it is probably girls' night outs. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yes. And bachelorette parties and things like that. That's kind of what I'm envisioning.
That is the target demographic for sure. But we've had a lot. There was a few husbands and boyfriends that were kind of giving us high fives and being that was amazing, because we kind of had a meet and greet after 2 of the shows, and got a lot of good feedback from some of the blokes as well. And
they're I wish I was you.
They all had a real good night when they got home as well. So, everybody wins.
And I also love that, something Charles mentioned yesterday was there is all different types of guys that have been cast in the show, because we all know not everybody's going to like the same thing. There's girls that like the long hair and the tats. There's other, girls that really love big muscles, so I think there is something for everybody, right?
Exactly, yeah. Different strokes.
Well, it's definitely going to be a fun night out for everybody. So go grab your tickets now if you haven't already. And especially, it's something that we, to have a fun night out, that's something we need after the year we've had. So
I think everyone deserves it.
And same with you. Go out and have fun, You've obviously had all this time off from it. Go out there and do what you love doing.
Yeah, I definitely plan on it. Thanks so much.
No, you're welcome. And hopefully we can meet in person when I come for opening night.
Yes, please do.
And even though you've already achieved so much in your career, Sam, what else can we expect from you in the future? Can you tell us more about being a co-director of, is it called Rhythmism? Tap code?
That's the one.
There, we got it. All right.
Yeah, obviously at the moment I'm just focused on this show. It's, hopefully if all things go well, we're going to be touring this around, for, some time to come. So that's my focus for now. Honestly, beyond that, I haven't really got too much planned. I'm just going to kind of enjoy this show while we've got it.
Well, I guess through COVID it was a bit hard to plan anything.
Exactly. It's too hard to plan, especially in this day and age. So, yeah, just going to enjoy that for what it is and, go from there.
And then I guess focus more on rhythmism. It's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? In the future as well.
Yeah, exactly. Once this is all done, kind of shift my focus back.
So is that incorporating like putting big tap shows on and things like that?
That's mostly tap workshops, performances, corporate work, gigs, all that sort of stuff.
Cool. All right. We'll have to keep a lookout for that too.
Yeah.
We unfortunately getting to the end of the interview now. It's gone so fast. But before we go, what advice would you give to our audience who might want to follow their dreams of becoming a professional dancer?
Just focus on your strengths, but also, don't isolate yourself into a little bubble, making sure that you're across as many genres of dance as you can. The more skills you have, the more the more proficient you are in a lot of styles and skills. The more employable.
More employable you are.
Exactly.
I completely agree with that. It's kind of like everything in the entertainment industry. It's good to dabble in a little bit of everything. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today, Sam. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're very welcome. And come back on the show anytime. This has been a lot of fun. So you have my contact now, and if you want to chat about anything else in the future, come back on.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Awesome. Well, we'll keep in contact and we'll make it happen. It's on the to-do list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hope you'll enjoy today's interview. If you'd like to check out any of our other interviews, visit our website, raveituptv.com. And also make sure to check out our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you have a listen to your podcasts. Just type in Rave It Up and that's where all of our interviews are, as well as our website. And make sure to spread the word. Tell your friends. But for now, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.